Well, today we have Dr. Ashish M and he is practicing in Dhule, Maharashtra. We're going to be talking about kidney stone management. Very welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So the very first question what I'm going to ask you is why do you think the number of cases when it comes to kidney stone is on high rise these days?
Well, they were always on a high rise because India climate is such that it is hot and humid, and we have summers like 8 months a year. So these incidents were always high, but most of these were getting undiagnosed. But with the advances in medical field and new diagnostic and main importantly the awareness among the people, now these are all coming to the fore.
Well, what has been your most challenging case of kidney stone that you ever dealt with? And of course, how did you remove the patient's stone?
Well, there has been many, but I frankly remember a stone in which the entire ureter, as you know, the kidney is there, situated at the flanks in the back. Then there is one pipe which is called as ureter, which is around 25 centimeters long. Then there is a bladder, and then the urethra which goes out. So I had a patient who had around 10 stones into the pipe, one after the other, one after the other. The entire pipe was filled with stone, just like the string of pearls. All the ureter was studded with pearls. So we had a very tough time. Half the stones we took from behind, from below, then we put him prone, and we took the remaining stones from above. But the fortunate thing is that in spite of having so much stones, if you have one stone at a specific location, it's very easy. Like I can get it punctured from behind and do it. But for such a typical location, it's very tough. Either it's tough from behind also, it's tough from above also. So we took around 3 hours to do that case. But I am very happy that patient is also saved, and is, more importantly, his kidney is very well functioning now. Is very well saved.
Wonderful, wonderful. When in your experience, what precautions a patient can take in order to avoid forming of stones or in order to avoid the forming of recurrent stones?
Okay,
Yes.
that's a very common question which you routinely hear. So for that, the most important thing, which is the crux of everything, is drinking water. So you just have to drink enough water. You keep yourself hydrated. Your skin should be moist. Your tongue should be moist. That much level of hydration is there. Because if you drink a lot of water, everything will get flushed out, and that's the most important thing. Rest all the other things which are written like tomatoes and what all things, sodas, and they have that value, but no, nothing more important than water drinking. The amount of water which you drink, that's the most important thing. Other than that, there are always things like it's the stones formation is always a balance between oxalates and citrates. So things which increase citrates are good for you. They are lime, lemon, oranges, everything. And oxalates are bad for stones. So when oxalates are more, you will have stones. So oxalate rich fruits are chocolates, then colas, then you can have tea, then you can have cashew nuts. They are very rich in oxalates. So you should reduce those intake.
All right. Well, the greatest misconception that a patient have and you have ever heard of. You would like to break any?
That's the most common one, and that is drinking beer will get rid of your stones. And everyone is actually it's not like that. Actually, beer is just a cold water for that purpose. So whenever you drink beer, you drink it in liters. So once you drink that much amount of cold water, anything is going to create a diuresis and going to flush out. But if you continue drinking it for a long time, what happens that oxalate, ultimately beer is from some formed from some fermented or dead grains. So ultimately these grains are very much rich in oxalates. So if you continue doing that, other than being an addict, you will have very high amount of oxalates in your urine, and which will ultimately lead to formation of stones.
Right. What do you think is going to be the next breakthrough when it comes to kidney stone doping?
Well, we are already living in a breakthrough. We already are doing a large number of stones without doing any puncture, and that's called the flexible ureteroscopy. We pass a scope from the urethra up to the kidney, and we have some new scope which bends like a finger. And so at any calyx we can enter, and we have a very powerful laser at our hospital. That's a thulium fiber technology. So with that stones, what stones you can dust in 1 hour, you can do it in 20 minutes. So with that we are doing big numbers of stones in a single setting, and that has already revolutionized the surgeries.
Well, what are your go-to when we talk about the stone management which you give to your patients?
These are always the same things: prevention and treatment. The prevention part already I have discussed. For treatment part, if the stone has grown a specific size, don't waste your time in doing some Ayurvedic or any other treatment, You get an opinion. Opinion doesn't mean that you will be operated or anything. You just get a treatment, be in a follow-up. There are a lot of ways you can watch that stone, you can operate that stone timely. Only thing is you just don't let that thing go out of hand and damage your kidney.
Well, what would be the take-home message for our viewers watching this?
The take-home message is the modern urology has evolved so much that everything is now possible. Only thing which is not possible is when the damage has gone too much out of hand. Like if the kidney function has totally lost, then we have no option but to get that kidney out. But there is a big thing which we can already control. So if we control it on time, everything can be managed very well.
Well, thank you so much, sir. It was
Thank you.
very
It's a pleasure.
informative having you with
Thank
us.
you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.